speaking technically for a moment, I think one of the biggest improvements, like looking at this game between games from 2009 onwards and like more modern games from like 2014 or so, around that age, is anti-aliasing. And for people who don't know, anti-aliasing is when, well, it's the anti of aliasing. And aliasing is when a graphical image gets the spiky, short, sort of sharp contrast, like on the screen. You'll see like pixels basically standing out in an image. I'd probably have like a representation on the screen at some point somewhere. And anti-aliasing is when this is smoothed out and it's made nicer and prettier, and it generally looks softer and more natural. And you can tell in this game, or at least I can, I don't know if you can due to compression when I'm making the videos, but I can see quite a fair amount of aliasing, and I think that's one of the biggest changes to more modern games, is the fact that they removed, or rather they smoothed out aliasing and aliasing systems properly. Hold on, did I see something up here? Hello? Is there a chest? Strange. Really feels like there ought to have been a chest up here. The eagle-eyed player. But there wasn't. Alas. You got anything in here? I know it's probably rude to be raiding a lady's bedroom, but needs must, I'm afraid. Got some gold, I'll take that. I mean, I am the fucking master of the place, aren't I? Sam. Didn't we speak to you? I'm certainly not speaking to you again. Okay, I think we have to go and actually tackle the tower now, as opposed to sort of bumbling about with all of our little buddies that we've made. So let's save and let's approach this gate. Hopefully, it should let us through. Hello? Mr. Glowing... No. Right. Well? Do you know what I've just realised when I looked at the quest log? This scrying stone, we can give it to Ramon. Now, if you remember, Ramon is a chappie back in Broken Valley. So let's take a little sojourn back there, shall we? The village shrine. Just pay a visit to the village. And, I remember this place. I remember you. From the beginning of the game. Right, Ramon. Ramon was the priest in the black robes near the church. You will remember correctly. If I'm remembering correctly, I certainly believe he is the one, because he wanted us rather to find artifacts for him in Lovis's tower, because for some reason or another, I guess he was a coward. He didn't want to go in himself. Ramon? Ah, here he is. Yes.
You're back. The exploring of the tower fares well, I hope.
Exploring went very well. I have found this intriguing stone.
Scrying stone? You didn't gaze into it, did you?
I thought it best not to.
A wise choice indeed.
I don't trust this guy.
Who knows what evil might have befallen you.
Uh-huh.
I'll take the stone from you now. It will require lots of study. May the divine bless your path.
Yeah, I don't trust this Ramon chap. Where are you going? Why was it necessary for me to see him walk off? Very weird. But we have finally dinged in all places but this. Alright, you may notice we now have a new ability, 1000 Strikes, which looks pretty sweet. Let me just show you. Oh, I need to... Okay, never mind, can't show you. Okay, we need an enemy to do that. So I don't know where Ramon has wandered off to. Let me just check my log if there's a follow-up. Not really. Okay. Let's skedaddle out of here again, because the other quests in this area that I haven't yet done, like a pound of flesh and the Great Game Hunt or whatever the fuck it's called, they're very, very, very minor, and I don't think they'll go anywhere. The reason why I wanted to do this one was because I believe it might lead somewhere, and I don't recall doing it in the past at all. So yeah, maybe we'll see Ramon about doing something nefarious with that scrying stone, no doubt. Anyway, back to the tower. Right, so how on earth do we remove this barrier? Because I'm fairly certain at this point we're meant to go through there. I'm racking my brains at this point in time, thinking, what did I do at this stage? And I seem to recall poking around in a dungeon, because obviously, what's the name of the guy? Lorraine. Lorraine is the studio. What's the name of the Lucran? Lucian? Lulu? Lulu Fufu Magoo? Dunno. The Necromancer. He obviously doesn't want you getting in there, so he's made it difficult for you. And I seem to recall over on this side, music seemed to zone out when I turned like that, that there was a dungeon that I went raiding. Did I activate this? Because I don't remember. I don't even remember if you need to activate them. Oh well. Right. So yes, this is the place, I believe. Should we see if Alan's body's there? Just out of morbid curiosity. Alan? Excuse me, I just belched. No. He's dead. Body is on here. Oh god. Indigestion. The hell is that? Is that a book? I have spotted a book. What is this? Paleontologist's Field Guide. Pass. I don't need to read everything in the game. It's like when I'm playing Skyrim, I always made a mental note to read the book.
The door won't open. The door. The skull asks you for Lycan's motto.
Lycan. Try to push open the door.
Nothing happens.
Oh. Right, okay. Well, I think we found our way in. We need to work out how to open it, though. As I was saying, in Skyrim, I always made a mental note to sort of like... You know, you always made efforts to sort of roleplay to an extent because it felt immersive. It was weird. It was one of those... It was a strange experience because, to a degree, I don't know if this was just me, but you feel almost compelled to, like, roleplay for the sake of immersion's sake. You don't just... Like, immersion is usually a passive thing that you just naturally or subconsciously acknowledge you're feeling. But in that, you make attempts to make it even more immersive by, like, in this case, taking a load of books, putting them in your bookshelf in your Hearthstone house that you've made, and then sitting down in your library and then reading them. At least that's what I planned to do, and I always made a mental note to sort of whatever house I had at the time to sort of sit in there and have a reading sesh. Because they are some of them are quite interesting books. Like, I think I started reading the Argonian Account series, but the problem is you know, if it's a series, you have to find all the books, and like I couldn't find like the third one. I had like the fourth and the fifth, and it was just like, I can't be bothered. Right, I think what we need to do is something over here. These dragon elfie. Oi! I've just noticed something's missing from my hotbar. Oh yes, I completely forgot. Last night, I fucking crashed, or it wasn't last night, it was this morning. Jesus. Completely lost the sense of time. Yeah, I've just remembered I crashed last time, and it's undone some of my progress, so I will be right back. Okay, we are back at the point where we were last time. And I quickly looked at my quest log, and I realised that we haven't actually finished up the Writing on the Whale. Which is the follow-up to, remember we bid farewell to the fisherman ghost. He gave us a book, which apparently would interest this lady here.
Hello again, dear.
I came across this book and immediately thought of you.
That sounds awfully intriguing. Let's have a look then. My word! This is a treasure trove of information.
Yes, books usually are.
This is just wonderful. Priceless.
Oh God, I thought she was
you
going to hug me then.
Greatest dear I have ever met.
Greatest dear.
Please accept this little token of thanks. I found it near the amulet.
How many things are you fucking
Thanks,
digging up?
precious. Thanks a million.
Precious. Now. Okay, experience again. Okay. So I noticed. I know the only reason I noticed this time, or recalled that it had crashed last time, was the fact that 100 blades or 100 strikes or whatever the fuck it's called, the number 5 thing on my hotbar was missing. It's now there again, thankfully. I should probably upgrade Fear, because I remember that was useful back when it worked. And if you're wondering why it doesn't work now, it's because it's a level cap thing. I.e., it will only work on creatures under a certain level, and traditionally I tend to avoid spells like that because they tend to be very inflexible, and it's like you have to spend a whole skill point to possibly fear a creature that is one level above what you could otherwise do so, and it just seems like a bit of a waste, but I might do it this time, just to, keep things interesting. Alright, big boys, I'm back, and this time I have all my abilities, not just the ones that I've had previously. Okay, that's one. And let's try it out. That camera spin was not me, it was doing it automatically. There we go, alright. We got... what is this? Like, the screen's gone grey, and some candles, and what is this?
Here I lie in wind-swept grave, while temperate skies are all I crave.
This grave is important. I can sense it. Be on the lookout for magic that may leash the wind.
Well, 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 we just happen to have found a book that does exactly that. I think this is it.
This is the book of the unnamed wizard.
Yes.
You speak the spell, and within moments, the wind has died down.
So whose grave is this? I think we have to light the candles, because obviously we wouldn't have been able to light the candles if the wind was blowing. If we light the candles... Ogabazar, Wagazoo, Alakazam! Don't really know what the whole hand gesturing's about. Ooh. Wow. Candles in the wind. Like a candle in the wind. Alright.
The candles burn once more, and at long last my spirit soars again.
Ooh, what? Am I speaking to a candle? What is this? I think a little introduction is in order.
I am Sassan, one time reluctant concubine of Lycan, until he needed my blood to advance his schemes.
I see.
A powerful spell was required to access the abandoned tower, sealed as it was by Maxos' magic.
So she's the namesake of the walking corpse we saw earlier.
The blood of a loved one. I can still hear him say it. Ha! That monster never loved anything but death. No, she is an abomination, a ghoulish duplicate, pieced together from different corpses.
Yeah, I noticed.
Lycan's tastes are peculiar. Even before he killed me, he manufactured that thing to satisfy his frigid, soulless appetites.
Well, that's all well and good, but I need to enter the battle tower. Can you tell me how?
Of course, it can't.
Oh.
No, the only way in is to draw Lycan out. And for you, he won't budge.
Well, what
I'm
an
confident,
asshole.
though, that my appearance would rattle his twisted brain like nothing has before.
And it's as simple as that, is it?
Not quite, no. There is one other matter.
Uh-huh.
I am bound to this grave, but bring me back to life and I'll accompany you.
How the fuck am I going to do that?
All I need is my ring, which I hope is still in Lycan's old study here on the island. Say demise and enter.
There we go. That's the password we need. Alright. So, I don't know why or how we were meant to figure that out, but we did. Like, naturally, I don't know how you meant to do it. I think I might have been stuck on this island for quite a while, which is possibly why the song that plays on this island is my favourite, because it's just been stuck in my head for hours. But yeah, the only reason I worked that out is because I remember doing it before. I don't remember the exact way or order in which I did it, but I remember doing it like that. Okay, we're back at this creepy-ass door again. So, if we speak of demise, it should open.
As you approach the door, the skull asks you for Lycan's motto.
Demise.
A metallic clicking sound heralds the unlocking of the door.
Does it indeed? So, oh. I was going to take a moment to continue my talk about Skyrim, but this guy... Oh no, he's just wandering about, okay. I thought he was going to come charging at me. But yeah, it just sort of like in Skyrim, you always feel, or at least I feel, compelled to sort of continue my immersion and sort of read the books in a sort of natural way, but I never did. It was never something that I really got around to properly. I read one or two of them, and obviously there's the Lusty Argonian Maid, and its sequel, Ravishing Tales, I tell you, yes. But just not many of them. Do let me know if some of them are worth a read. I would like to know. Good lord, this guy's got knives in his hands. Certainly not how you hold a knife. Right, picked up a letter. What is this letter? And he may hate me, a sentiment I heartily return, but this matters not, for I'm untouchable, the tower is mine, blah blah blah. Alright. It's just inane ramblings to himself. Sassan's jewellery box. Here we go. Here's her ring, here's her gold. Here is the book, or so I am told. Notes.
In this dusty booklet, Lycan describes the research he did in order to break the magical seal on the battle tower door so as to obtain entry.
Indeed.
He seems to have made use of the same Orbis Arcesso you used to defeat Amdusius.
Wow, well that's
Having to kill
convenient.
Sassan made him feel slightly bothered, but his undead copy design quickly alleviated his apprehension.
Uh-huh. Oh. Telling me there's a key. Damn it! What is with this fucking... just plethora of keys I'm meant to have somehow?